how do you feel about Rashad White? Do you think he'd be a good fit for the Kansas City Chiefs?
He might not have like the elite burst that Pacheco had, but what does it matter when he's just running up people's backs? Like for me, I feel
that's what I'm afraid of with Rashad White, right? Like we don't need more of the same.
I don't think he's that close to an Isaiah Pacheco, though. I think there's enough there with vision and stuff that I think he's a lot better than Pacheco. I think he's a clear upgrade over Isaiah Pacheco.
Mike, they say Rashad White could be quietly a perfect Chiefs signing in the offseason. Since everybody's wanting a running back, I think it's a good conversation to have. Here's what they had to say about it. White's rookie contract is up, meaning he'll hit free agency in just over 2 months. Tampa Bay's backfield features Bucky Irving and Sean Tucker, leaving little room for White to have a role going forward. Over his Tampa Bay career, 67 games, he had 2,656 rushing yards, 1,450 receiving yards, and 25 total touchdowns. He's able to make plays as both a rusher and a pass catcher. Another part of his game that's underrated is his pass blocking, which would come in handy with the Chiefs. This season, White has posted 9 games with a 75 or higher pass block grade on Pro Football Focus. Sport Rack has listed White's market value at $7.5 million, projecting him to sign a 2-year, $14.9 million deal in free agency. That price tag isn't high, especially for a player who has been productive in this league on several postseason runs. Mike, how do you feel about Rashad White? Do you think he'd be a good fit for the Kansas City Chiefs?
Right. I actually like Rashad White. Rashad White is a guy that played, I'm pretty sure he played high school football in Kansas City. He's from the area. I think he offers you a lot of versatility out of the backfield. I think he's a bigger back at 214 pounds. He's a bigger back that I like. He's not going to be like Rashard Smith, who they drafted, who I do think Rashard Smith has a future with his team, but you got to think about it. 7th round pick. He's only locked up through 2026 with his contract, his current deal. So he's going to be the third down back, hopefully, of the future, and that's what I think they're hoping for. But you still need a guy that comes in and can give you, first down, second down, and he can also be a good, a strong back between the tackles. He can get outside. He can also catch the ball out of the backfield. I think you get all of that with Rashad White. This year, his grade is pretty high. PFF has him at an 81 overall grade, which is the 11th running back out of 54 running backs. He's got a 67 receiving grade and 87 rushing grade, which is the 5th highest running back out of everybody. He's playing behind a couple guys there. He's just not, I don't think there's a future there with Bucky Irving and everything. I think Rashad White is going to be able to hit the market. I think at 7, 8, 9 million, no matter what that is, I honestly think that's a lot better deal than maybe paying, 14, 15 million for another guy that maybe Breece Hall could get up and touch. I don't know if he's actually going to touch that much or not, but the dude never fumbled the ball this year. He doesn't fumble. He forced the 35th highest amount of missed tackles. So, I mean, he's not the most elusive guy in the world, but he can make you miss. Anybody's better than what we have at that. He had 13 explosive runs over 10 yards. That was 35th out of everybody in football. And, I mean, is it great? No, it's not the hugest, most elite number ever, but 13 runs of 10-plus yards. I don't even know if the Chiefs had that this year with their own running backs. So, I think it's an upgrade. I don't think it's the end-all, be-all, but I think that could be a nice piece to bring in with Rashard Smith, and maybe you draft another one.
Yeah, well, I'm going to go on the other side of the fence here. I don't think it would be great for the Chiefs to go after Rashad White. And let me tell you why. If you're going to be paying a guy $7.5 million a year, I don't want another Isaiah Pacheco-esque back. Because with Rashad White, the main things, like all the good things you said about him are true. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking that away from him. But his rushing efficiency hasn't been great. He hovers around 3.6 yards per carry, which by most standards is backup numbers, right? And I always notice that he can be a bit hesitant, or he dances around a little bit and doesn't really hit the holes with a burst. And here's the problem, Mike. You mentioned he's a little bit bigger than what we're used to. Yeah, but he's not quite a bruiser who consistently moves piles around or anything like that, but he's also not the home run hitter with elite breakaway speed. He's not that big time player that can just hit a home run at any moment like the Chiefs fans are really hoping to get. And his vision, Mike, he has pretty crowded vision in interior lanes, and I think we have enough of that with Isaiah Pacheco. We don't need another guy that we have to get out into open space and hope to God he can just get, a wide open hole the size of a Mack truck, or else he's going to miss it. I see too many similarities there. And I also think that with Rachaad White, like you mentioned, and you said this, he's kind of a third down back. He would kind of take over that Jerick McKinnon role. But you've said yourself, you don't think that Brashard Smith's ever going to be much more than that himself. So if we already have one at home, we don't need the McDonald's, right? We don't need
think Rachaad White can do more than just a third down back. I don't think he's limited. I honestly think he's got a lot better vision than Isaiah Pacheco ever thought about being. I think he's got a little bit more receiving skills, in my opinion, than he's got. He also, I mean, yeah, he might not have like the elite burst that Pacheco had, but what does it matter when he's just running up people's backs? Like for me, I feel
that's what I'm afraid of with Rachaad White, right? Like we don't need more of the same.
I don't think he's that close to an Isaiah Pacheco, though. I think there's enough there with vision and stuff that I think he's a lot better than Pacheco. I think he's a clear upgrade over Isaiah Pacheco.
And my other point is going to be, I feel like if the Chiefs are going to make a good move at running back, I think they need to, maybe not go all in and make it to where the rest of the salary cap is a nightmare. But I think they need to go all in. If you're going to do it, do it. Like, I think that Rachaad White would be more of what we've already been doing with the Damian Williams and, the random guys that we'll get that are never quite what the fans want. They're never quite the tier of running back that the fans think we need. And I think, you think back to it, Mike, and we talk about Andy Reid not running the football. I think the counter argument to that has always been, well, he ran the football when we had Jamal Charles. He ran the football back in the day when he had LaShawn McCoy. When he has elite running backs, he will run the football. So do we test that theory? Do we get in a Breece Hall and see if Andy Reid will actually run the football and use that running back? Or do you keep going these mid-tier signings or 7th-round draft picks and just not using them? I don't know what the answer to that is. I'm not claiming to. But to me, I feel like a Rachaad White signing would not move the needle whatsoever, and it would be more of the same. To me, it's no different than keeping Matt Nagy around as the offensive coordinator or promoting a guy from under him like David Girardi. It's just not enough of a change. It's not enough of a switch up to make me feel comfortable about anything actually changing in a positive direction.
Look, I'm completely opposite. I think he's enough of a good back. I think he has enough explosiveness. He has good enough field vision that I think he could come in and do some damage.
All right, y'all. Y'all got to check out our favorite Kansas City barbecue spot, the legendary Zarda BBQ. They have 2 locations, one in Lenexa, one in Blue Springs. Get over there and get yourself an $11 lunch. We highly recommend Ashton Gillotte sandwich, the KC takeaway. Get that bad boy with a side of baked beans and chef's kiss. It doesn't get any better than that. And if you're feeling something a little different, you can grab their new wings. Those things are freaking amazing. And did I mention their sauce game is top tier? So get over to Zarda BBQ because they're legend. Wait for it. Dairy. And let them know All Chiefed Up sent you their way.
I think he's got that toughness that we like from the Pacheco days when Pacheco was, serviceable. And I think he's got better vision than what Pacheco's got now. I do think that he kind of went downhill a little bit in Tampa Bay because they stopped using him a lot more. He started becoming just a situational type thing over the last year or so when they drafted Bucky Irving and different things. But I honestly think he could be a 3-down back in this league. I think he's a willing blocker. He's a good blocker on tape for the most part. I think he uses leverage well. I think there's a lot to like about Rachaad White. I do not think that Rachaad White, if you picked him up in the offseason, I don't think that it's a wasted a signing at all. It is nowhere near what we've seen this offseason, going out and, getting the guy that made the roster and we didn't even play him a single snap. There's no way. Like, I think that Rashad White would be a intriguing guy in our backfield. Now, is he going to be a Breece Hall? Absolutely not. But I also don't think he's going to be as bad as Pacheco. I think that you upgrade it. But again, I will say this. I do think for the same amount that you could upgrade for a lot better, a guy like Tyler Allgeier, if you could get him for $2 to $2.5 million, maybe even cheaper, around $1.5 million, I think is what they're saying. I do think a Tyler Allgeier would probably be a little better just because of the financial impact. But I just don't see Rachaad White as being like a complete waste. I think he's a big time upgrade over Isaiah Pacheco, in my opinion.
Right. Well, Chiefs Kingdom, get down in the comments. Let us know what you feel about a Rashad White signing. Is that enough for the running back room, or do you think it's more of the same? Also, do you want a Tyler Allgeier? You want somebody like that? Put it down in the comments. Let's have a conversation about it. You need to hit that like button for us to help us out. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We're trying to get to 60,000 subscribers before this season kicks off next year, and we're well on the way, baby. We think we can do it. You guys get in the comments. Let us know how you feel about all of it, and we'll catch you next time. Go Chiefs.